Make sure you stick around until the end to see how you can win free gear and products. Hey, this is PJ with SealKey Supplies, and we're gonna have a little more fun with the Framin 2 code machine today. Now, as you know, cutting SFIC keys can be a challenge, right? The small format interchangeable core. Now, they can be a challenge, right? And almost always you'll see people want to code cut them instead of duplicate because it's difficult to get them to hold straight sometimes. On top of that, your duplicator has to be dead on. Now, when it comes to the Framin 2, right, it's gonna be able to cut those keys. But what I wanna really zero in on and go over today is a special vise that you can buy. Now, I'll put a link in the notes below. And it's a dual vise. It's a SFIC vise on one side, and it's a automotive tip stop vise on the other. So if you're gonna cut a lot of automotive tip stop keys, or what I'm gonna be really going over in this video is cutting a lot of SFIC keys, using this vise is gonna make it a lot simpler. And it's kind of fun. I tell you what, here in a minute I'm gonna show you this vise. How Framin came up with it and how it works is absolutely amazing, because not only is it gonna cut your standard like best A, B, C, H, G keyways, it's also going to clamp and hold perfectly straight the W series, like the WC key. And I'll show you that here in just a moment. So overall, this is a really great specialty jaw for either automotive tip stop or the SFIC. Let's go ahead and hop over to the machine and have a little fun with it. All right, so I have the SFIC jaw on here, but let's go ahead. I want to take it off and really give you up close and really see what we got going on here. So take that off. So here's the jaw. Let me flip it around. So here's the tip stop that I was talking about. And so, and then you can see all the lines here that are actually go and cut into for the key. Now, as you can see, I have had a couple of them where I didn't set the dial right, and I kind of chewed into it a little bit. The good news is that it still works perfectly fine, and if you make a small mistake, it's not the end of the world. But try not to. And yeah, that's just something that happens. So now I'm going to show you how this works. So when you put a key into the vise here and you push it all the way to the end, right, until the little tip stop right there, not the actual tip, but the alignment point on this key. All right, and then you look at it this way, you can see it's nice and perfectly aligned, right? And this is the BE2 Best A key. We'll be cutting in a second here. But I do want to show you that it works with any of them. And I even took a Best WC key, and we'll go ahead and put it in like this, just like you would. And then we'll clamp it down. You can see it tip stops there. And once again, you look at the end and it's nice and flat. So it's really a genius way that Framin came up with this vise jaw, actually. I mean, it's really genius. But let's go ahead and let's get it put back in here. And but that way you really understand what's going on and really the big purpose of this jaw. Now, of course, the other side's for automotive tip stop keys with the built-in tip stop as well. So that's also a good thing. So let's go ahead and get this put in here. All right, now here are the instructions, okay, that's gonna come with the vise. Now, the big thing, if you look down here, is it says, you know, also, if you're using the IC core side of the vise, your cutter will most likely take a small amount of material off on the vise when making the number 9 cut. So I took a little more off than you should, because I just, you know, wasn't paying attention, unfortunately. So that's how that works. But hey, this is real life, right? And that's how we're doing things. Next here is we want to make sure we have our proper spacing block on. Oh, you know what? One last point here. So on the actual, the space and depth information that you're going to see in the Framin book is still valid except for the starting point. And because of this is the special block here, you just got to see right here. So if it's a 6-pin key, which is what we're going to be cutting, is going to be at a 0.412 starting spot, and the 7 pins going to be at a 0.262. So that's something you want to keep in mind. Outside of that, you're just going to be using the number 2 spacing block and the 150 side right here. So I'm going to move this out, take it off and show you. And there's the number 2. And we're going to get this put back in here. Put it at 150. All right, so we're good as far as having the block on. We have two things left we have to do. Now, we have to set the actual first depth, or the first space. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. So let's go ahead and zero it out. And we're gonna go to 0.412. Now remember, every full rotation is a 0.050. So we'll go ahead and count with me as we go here. So we're going to 0.412. So here we go. 050. 1, 150, 2, 250, 3, 350, 4, and then 212, right? So 412. So go up here, 2 past there. All right, so that's our first space there. Now we're gonna align the space block to the first cut. All right, so I have two more things I want to go over with you, and then we're going to get this key cut really fast. The first is the actual cutter. So just like on the Schlage video, I'll put a link in the notes below. I widen the cuts a little bit because the stock cutter that comes with it, with the framing machine here, it's not quite getting that root of or base of the cut that you're wanting. So it's good just to widen it out a little bit, and you'll see me do that while I'm cutting. The other thing I want to point out, and this is just a fun little thing you can do, if you ever find yourself really struggling with cutting SFIC keys, whether it's on this machine or any other, do what we're going to do here. So we're going to cut all 8s. Now, this is actually one of our test locks here that we use for our space and depth keys that we test the keys in after we cut them. So, but we're gonna cut it all to 8s. Now, the reason this can be good if you're struggling or having problems is you can cut it all at 8s like we're going to do. Then you can mic it. You could pin up a lock to it and test it. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you can do to help you try to troubleshoot what's going on. So if you're struggling, try cutting it all to number 8s. All right, so now we've went over everything. The only thing we have left to do is actually set the depth. And the number 8 depth is a 0.219. So what we're gonna do here, use our cheat sheet, go over here to 200, put it on 0, that's how we know it's a 200. Then we're gonna go up to 19. So that's 10, 19, 1 under 20. Now we have it set there, we're now ready to cut all of these 8s in a row, which is kind of fun. So now, just like I showed you with the, before I put the vise on here, I'm gonna go and just put the key in and tip stop it at the end there, hold it down just like that. We're good to go and cut the key. So I'm gonna go and turn the machine on, and I'm just gonna start ripping through these cuts here. As you can see, I'm just kind of backing it off a little bit on the actual line, just to hit both sides really good, you know? So. Two more. All right, last one. All right, now when you saw me do that there, as you can see, I didn't get super technical, right? Like, I mean, you really wanted to go about 2 or 3, you know, each side. I was just kind of splitting the difference because I really just want to get it done. So that's probably similar to how you'll do it. So that's how you do it there. Let's go and take the key out, take a look. All right, everything's looking good. So we're going to grab our cylinder because it's not fun to test it without a cylinder, right? Get it put in there, and as you can see, it works. All right, and there you have it. That SFIC/automotive tip stop jaw is pretty cool, isn't it? I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Overall, it's a really great jaw. And when it comes to cutting SFIC, small format interchangeable core locks, no. Okay. The Framing 2 code machine, the Framing code machine. Hey, this is PJ. this is PJ with CLK Supplies. Hey, this is PJ with CLK Supplies. And whether I'm guessing if you just watched this video that you work with locks and keys. And to us here at CLK Supplies, that makes you a lock boss. And we want to hook you up. Here's how it works. Throughout the week, we post videos on YouTube, like the one you just watched. And all you need to do is comment on the videos and include the hashtag LockBoss. When you do this, you're automatically entered in to win one of 5 free prizes that we give out each and every week. No purchase necessary. So if you're a lock boss, join us each week to learn, grow, and win.